How do you manage that when it's 20 degrees outside? You're having to hike, like you're going to sweat no matter what the temperature is outside because your body's working. Is there a way to manage that even in colder, like, or even, dare I say, extremely cold temperatures where even if there's a little wind, it hurts. Your body's still pumping, but the wind is still cold.
Yeah. I got a really great personal case study in this year.
Okay.
I had a certain hillside that I think between second, third, and fourth, um, I probably climbed up this hillside in the dark between 4 and 6 a.m., 8 or 9 different times. And this ranged from like late October all the way to fourth season, which is right before Thanksgiving. So I got to do this same hike in a ton of different temperature ranges. And I will tell you, by the end of the season, I figured out my formula. And this, I think the last time I did it, it might have been like 17 degrees. Um, I do almost everything except my base layers off, like all in my pack. I do like my pants. Um, and granted, every hike's different, right? If you're gonna do like rolling terrain and you feel like you're not gonna sweat, this is different. But I'm talking about your average, pretty steep hike to a glassing spot to a funnel, whatever. Um, I do my pants, a thin layer of socks, um, a base layer shirt, maybe a really light, base layer type jacket. Um, like not a windbreaker, but like, the little V-necks, the quarter zips.
Three
Sometimes I'll do
quarter
those.
zip. Yeah.
But dude, everything else goes in my pack. I put an extra pair of socks in my pack that I can change into when I get up there if I'm freezing cold. Because I've had mornings where I sit down to glass and I'm so stubborn that by the time I'm done glassing, my feet are not only like I can't feel them, they're in pain because my toes are so cold. Um, but I've learned that if I'm not too stubborn and I get up there with time, I'll take my boots off and put a whole new thing of socks on. Um, but here's the biggest thing I learned in this whole case study. It is more often than not your extremities that are tricking you into thinking that you're really cold, right? It's usually your fingers and your ears and your nose and your toes, right? It's usually the extremities that give off this illusion of like, oh my God, I have to put on more layers. I'm freezing
Hmm.
cold. Well, in
Yeah.
reality, you're sweating. Your pits are sweating. Your butt's sweating. It's like you
Yeah.
mentioned, like I know I'm going to be sweating, but for some reason my brain wants me to put on more layers. So I often sometimes look like an absolute idiot because I am in like base layers looking skinny, and then I've got these mittens on, like the
Hmm.
Michelin Man,
Yep.
on my extremities, right? Like
Yeah.
I've got a beanie on my head, and I usually end up kind of folding that up.